Welcome to the bold analysis. I want to start by telling President Ruto that people around you are your enemies. And while you can have a good dream or a good plan, but if you don't audit your handlers and the people that are the vision bearers, then it will sink. I have gone through this story and it's very disheartening. 514 graduates applied for jobs, medical jobs, under the Public Service Commission last year in 2021, and they went through the competitive process and they were picked. But to date, their appointments have not been affected, rather their appointment letters have not been sent. Now, they have been trying to reach out to different government offices from the Ministry of Health to pick up the matter from the Public Service Commission, but it has not yet yielded fruit. It's very disheartening. The group now have formed a lobby group to push for their employment. They have picked a gentleman known as Bernard Kiplagat, the other one is called Kiplagat, Maruka, Philip Mulama, and Tony Kilichu as the officials to engage the government on their plight. And in this analysis, I want us to look at the details of the letter they have sent to President William Ruto. It is very shocking. It is not good. Siku zuri. This should not be the precedence. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also like our video. I want to say thank you for those who support us from different parts of the country. Asanteni sana, different parts of the globe. We do this because of you. In a heavily worded letter to the president, I'm reading this story, I'm picking this story from The Nation. They have claimed there is a powerful political leader, or there is a political plot that is being hatched to replace them with another list of politically correct job seekers. What is happening here is they're saying that despite the fact that they went through, and in part of the they're saying, being a government that is perceived to be undoing most of its of Uhuru Kenyatta's programs, the health workers now say they are fearful that they have been branded Azimio loyalists whose employment was meant to be a political reward. Under Public Service Commission. Now, what they're saying, what these health workers are saying, is that they went through the political process, they went through the selection process and the competitive process, but they had not been given the appointment letters, which were supposed to be given by PSA. But now the current administration is saying that they were employed because they were Azimio loyalists. Of course, even the doctors that are already employed, even other civil servants, hakuna mtu wako neutral. That's it. Lazima ukue mahali. It's actually your responsibility to participate. You can't participate if you're neutral. You must take a side, because even if you go to vote, you must vote. There is no neutrality in voting unless it's a point to vote. So how did the PSC conduct a competitive process only to reward Azimio loyalists? And if they supported Azimio, or someone spied their social media pages and realized that maybe they were pro-Azimio, the question should be, did they fall short? Are they short of meritocracy? Did they qualify? It's as simple as that. So they are saying that they are yet to be kicked out because someone is branding them politically that they were pro-Azimio. They're saying in their letter, we are genuine professionals who had gone through competitive recruitment by PSC and said through. It only remained being issued with appointment letters, but a change of guard in government appears to have branded us politically incorrect, they have said in their letters. We were picked from a national pool of applicants. It is really sad that we have not been posted even after we have made several times reminded the government about our case. They said that they had come to a conclusion that it was not easy now to use the other avenues. In the letter, they're saying, it is raw psychological torture to raise the hopes of the jobless with job offers only to go silent and on them even when they seek to have the matter fulfilled. They have already lost a colleague to depression in this weight. Many more are now depressed and their dreams slowly fading. Do you know that some health workers wanted to fly out of the country and there was some regulation that their flight was actually stopped? And indeed, it's true that there was just recently another story of a health worker who committed suicide, depression. So what exactly is going on here? You know, there are only two things. In reality, if you are to go with the reality, there are only two things. Number one is that the state doesn't want to employ in terms of those austerity measures. They've put halt, they have stopped still employing. Now, especially the health workers and the other staff, in the light of austerity measures that have been put there. That could be the first reality, kwamba hawataki kuandika. Number two, it could only be realistic to halt if there is a court order against that process, of someone challenging that process in court. But we made a blunder. And we've been saying, we made a blunder. I analyzed here. I said, what Rigathi Gachagua was saying is right. It is, yes, it is politically right that yule mtu ambaye kupigia kura utampatia kazi kwanza. Ni sawa. But don't come and say it. Don't make it public in the guise of saying the truth. The said truth we are really bragging to be saying is something that is creating a perception, a narrative, and a culture that we will not wipe out tomorrow. It will really take us time to wipe out because we're already creating our own precedents. If a second in command will say that ini kampuni sasa shareholders wale ambao kama yeye mwenyewe amesema wale ambao walipiga kura ndio wapewe kwanza, then what do you think a commissioner sitting in PSC or someone who is sitting in an influential position is going to do? He also have that window to play monkey games, because anyway, even if the corridors of justice are going to catch up with him, he will survive politically. Atanda seme hawa niliona hawa walikuwa watu wazimio so nikawatoa nita, you know. But if we are doing that, the question here is, kwani those Kenyans ambao wanatibiwa, are they getting service delivery on political grounds? Whether these people are pro-Azimio or not, they're going to work for Kenyans. Wakikuwa posted Kenyatta or where, they're going to treat all. So we are dangling with danger. Actually, we are daring danger. This is not a good direction to be. I wish someone will pick their plight, waskike, so that this matter is resolved. This, what I see from this is a deep-rooted underground favorism premised on political correctness. It's just favorism. Other people call it corruption. I think in jobs, like corruption, in jobs there are two things. Kuna yule mtu anaweza lipa pesa apate kazi. Kuna mtu ambaye hatalipa pesa lakini atapewa kwa sababu is politically correct or is so much is proximity to power. So this is deep-rooted underground favorism. Now this is hii ni wale wenye waliandikwa kama uhuru wako. They went through the process who was there. Now how about, this is a process that already ilikuwa ishaisha. How about process inaanza saa hii? Tuambieni ukweli. How about wale ambao, how about those who are starting the process now? If wale ambao walikuwa washaenda competitive process can be shortchanged in the altar of politics, then how about these advertisements? We need to get this. I think on this one we need to get a fix. Now, the verbal statement on tribalism is poisoning. State is a poison. Outright tribalism. We are normalizing danger. We are normalizing something that, when we say some of these things, on the other end, the counter narrative is si anasema ukweli. Na sasa hata ni sawa unasema ukweli, but look at now where we are, look at what we are getting into. We are getting into a trouble here. Ruto's enemies are within him. I know. Unajua ni rahisi sana kupata. But one thing that normally leaders converge at is interest. When interests converge, mwananchi abaki chini. You can dangle with things, but we should be very careful. Political expediency on government appointments and different offices is cascading down. We say that, but it could be by design. Unaweka watu wako ili pia waetu wako wake, na wataweka watu wa chama yako. Maybe unaweka watu wa UDA, so wataweka watu wa UDA na waweke watu wengine wa UDA. It could be by design that the political expediency, appointments on political expediency, is also by design so that it can cascade down. Maybe I'm wrong to get shocked by what the 514 graduates are talking about. Maybe I'm wrong. I may think that there is a good intention, but it's by design. Someone say the state doesn't fail, and if they fail, then they fail because they choose to. They don't miss their target. So I don't know. I don't know who can take up this. The stories on Nation. The stories on Nation here. So mtu ambaye amesikia, share with public members, maybe the National Assembly. I think these graduates should head to the National Assembly. They should actually send their petition to the National Assembly so that some committee will pick it up and summon members of PSC, and we see maybe or even someone Waziri who is in charge of health. That's my take, guys.